Heads up. Hello everyone, Dana 14th Prime here. The Monday after San Diego Comic-Con. I saw on Instagram this morning Hot Toys officially released the Iron Patriot, Venompool, and Rocket. And Sideshow has finally found the time to get up the battle-damaged Mark 85. I have a separate video on that. I'll link it up here in the corner, so be sure to check that out. But definitely 3 of these 4 are creating a lot of buzz in and around Comic-Con. And they're all up for pre-order now out at Sideshow. Links down in the description below. Jump out, check out all the pro picks, get your order in. Any shopping you do through those links supports the channel, no cost to you, and I very much appreciate that. I will say before I get into these 3 individually, hefty prices across the board. This is all like kicking the nuts, like 15 grand if you wanted to pick these 4 figures up. You're talking nearly 450 bucks for the battle damaged Mark 85, nearly 470 bucks for the Iron Patriot, and a little over 400 bucks for Venompool, which makes the nearly 210 bucks for Rocket seem very, very cheap. But let's start off with the Iron Patriot. So Iron Patriot here, a lot of gawking at this guy at Comic-Con, and rightfully so. $469. Fourth quarter of 2020 is when he'll drop here in the States. As big as he looks, he's sort of normal-ish height for a War Machine, 32.5 centimeters, so just a half centimeter taller than the Infinity War version, but just thicker and decked out with guns galore. They brought back the nice Iron Patriot's color scheme, absent the star on the chest. I would have liked that MCU if he'd have brought that back, but still very cool all the same. You can have Rocket hanging out up there on the shoulder if you'd like a nice little tidy $700 display coupling. Again, jump out in the link below to check out all the pics. I'm going to hit some highlights. Beautiful color scheme to this. Very traditional to the original Iron Patriot, but frankly, I think I like the colors better, at least what I'm seeing in these photographies and what I saw in the prototypes at SDCC. They're just a little darker, a little flatter. I think it works really good for the character and the suit. Just guns, guns, guns with this guy. It's the War Machine. You get different types of forearm weapons, big missile ports or something flipping out of the back, the big cannon strapped on the back. He's ready to bring the pain. He's got a lot of LEDs. It's a little confusing in the write-up. It talks about 6 LEDs and it talks about 16 LEDs. I'm not sure if that means it's got 22 LEDs across the body or if they're just sort of typoing the description, but it's going to have some LEDs throughout the suit. This big, hulking suit is what this is. I mean, a lot upstairs, particularly around just through the chest and the back. And just look at all that cargo he's hauling around on the back. Nice close up there, just all the detailing through these kind of missile ports. I dig the mask. He's got like these little port things here underneath the eyes, which look really cool as well. Here in the midsection, got these accents. Those look really cool. Pretty typical with the removable chest. And you can see they're giving us a little more LED there. And the overall rack up here, and it's just really just highlighting what's on the figure. It's really all there. Here's a nice close-up of that head that I mentioned. I dig that face mask. It looks like a nice big stand. You have 6 hands and then all these different switch outs you can do for how you want to armor up the forearms. All kind of detailed through here. Get all the flaps and missile ports and weapons on the back, the inside mechanicals of the chest, and just some of the accents here across the front, and then a nice shot of the back of the figure. It looks really cool. Not sure if I'll be down with it. I mean, I've got the Mark 1, I'll have the Infinity War, Mark 4, and I've got the Iron Patriot. So for me to pick this guy up feels like I would need to swap one of those out, and not sure right now if I want to do that. So I'll be thinking on it. We jump back here. You gotta remember my Mark 85 video separately out on the channel. So let's jump out to Venompool. $405 for this big guy. Just a bit shy of 14.5 inches tall. And he's going to come third quarter of 2020. Again, link down below. Again, you can jump out, check all the pics. I won't belabor this point because you can check out my Punisher War Machine video where I talked about this a bit more when they first released that piece from this Contest of Champions video game. But again, I think just super exciting that they're using this license. The character menu is super broad. They can do anything with this license, and here they're basically proving that they can indeed do anything. Did not see something like this coming at all. But again, I think it's a statement in terms of where they can take Hot Toys, take it a bit away from just MCU, Marvel movies, and actually broaden it into some other franchises. And again, this could be the license to get us, a classic Wolverine, a classic Magneto, things like that, which is very cool. But this Venompool, I don't know a lot about him, but this piece is huge. I'm sure it'll articulate like a brick. And as I look at the pics, I wonder if the legs even move. It's hard to see. Maybe he's got a bit of like hip, thigh, upper torso twist. But he doesn't do a lot, or they don't demonstrate a lot in terms of the posing through these pics. Comes with a lot of fun accessories like Deadpool does, katanas, guns, Lots of pouches, straps, all of that typical stuff you'd want with Deadpool. The head sculpt's got swap out eyes, swap out tongue, so you can make it look, different. Switch it up, and switch around the symbiote accents on the back, which are now back in this pick. I think this is the pick that shows some of the articulation best, and they are bending the arms there. Nasty fold right there, but looks like you're sort of getting your 90 degrees-ish arm bend there. Definitely got the shoulder articulation, definitely got some head articulation. They're not turning the waist in any of these. This would be a natural one where you think you'd sort of turn the waist, but they're not doing it, so I don't know. And again, the legs, if anything, it just seems like sometimes they sort of rock a leg out, but I don't really see knee bend or anything like that. Just a question mark, just to watch out. Again, we haven't seen a lot of this figure, but if you really want to just pressure test the articulation with this before you buy it, if that's important to you, make sure you're not getting like a power pose statue or something, you might want to look for an unboxing or review when this thing drops. Because I'm going to guess low risk that this thing sells out on PO, so you can let it come in stock. Again, link in the description down below. Here's all the pack out. Many hands, a little phone, posable tongue options, and removable. Katanas, these cuffs on his ankles and feet. The gun, the symbiote coming off the back. Swap out eyes, and then special edition. This is one thing Sideshow has going for them on some of these releases. They're getting these little bonuses that are not in the regular releases, and it's the same price. So you get a whole extra head sculpt with this guy with this big shit-eating grin, which is pretty cool. I'd want that if I was buying this figure. Similarly, on the Mark 85, the Holo Shield, as you can see here, is the Sideshow exclusive. So without, $446, exclusive with it, $446. So if that interests you, you'll want to go through Sideshow. Link down below. And finally, let's check out Rocket in the End Game look. I dig this look, very comic book. $212, third quarter 2020. Struck me as kind of pricey for Rocket, but I don't know. I don't own a Rocket, but I always thought of it as more like a $160 figure or something, but can't recall. I do remember Sideshow was promoting the Groot and Rocket Infinity War set for $300 at some point this year. But that's why 212 struck me as a bit steep for the one guy, but I dig the look. Got the screaming face, double packing some pistols. I love the costume, love the scarf. He's got the goggles propped up on the head. Like he's got that better articulated body. Comes with a loose 1/6 scale nano gauntlet. Some other little contractions and gadgets there. Love these gun holsters. They're like the whole size of his thigh. Always packing the big guns. Again, a nice pair up with your War Machine if you want to recreate that end scene moment. Looks like they even give him a hand that works well to just hold on to that collar section. Pick here with Groot. Not sure if that's just Infinity War, if they're teasing another one to do for Endgame. Looks like Infinity War to me. But the body is newly developed. The head sculpt is just newly painted, so we've seen it before. I got a good shot of that with 6 scale Infinity Gauntlet here. Here's the overall pack out for Rocket. Typical stand, some extra hands. Nice suit, double guns, the gauntlet, the goggles. Nice head sculpt and scarf, and then just this ether extraction, as they're calling it. I believe that's from the scene from when him and Thor went back to get the Infinity Stone from Jane Foster. So very cool representation of Rocket there, $212. I do dig that. That's what we got so far today. I'm sure much more will come, but they've got to space this stuff out a little bit and line it up best with when and where the hype is, which definitely still means getting a lot of their Endgame stuff out, as just recently that became the #1 box office movie of all time. So thanks for checking out the video, guys. Again, links down in the description below if you're interested in picking any of these 4 figures up. I'll have them all linked down below there. Again, you can check out my Mark 85 video linked separately. Any shopping through the link supports the channel at no cost to you, and I do appreciate it very much. Thanks for checking in on this heads up video. I'll see you next time.